There's a certain silence that comes after a breakup. A silence that's not just about the empty apartment or the empty side of the bed, but a silence inside of a man's heart. When a man lives alone after a breakup, it's not just about losing someone, it's about losing a rhythm he got used to. The routine changes, the laughter is gone, even the arguments that once filled the air are replaced by nothing but quiet. And in that quiet, a man starts to face himself. Now here's the thing people often misunderstand. They think living alone after a breakup is just loneliness, just pain. But let me tell you something, my friend. It's also one of the most powerful seasons of a man's life, because in that space, in that solitude, he either breaks down or he builds himself up. He either drowns in regret, or he learns how to swim in freedom. See, when a man is with someone, his life revolves around them. The texts, the calls, the plans, the compromises. But when she's gone, all that energy comes back to him. And at first, it feels unbearable. It feels like a void too heavy to carry. But over time, that void becomes a mirror. And that mirror forces him to ask questions. Who am I without her? What do I want out of life now? Where do I go from here? It's in living alone after a breakup that a man learns one of life's hardest truths, that healing doesn't happen in noise. Healing happens in silence. Growth doesn't happen when people are around you distracting you. Growth happens when you sit alone at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, realizing you've got nobody to lean on but yourself. And you know what? That's when a man discovers his real strength. So yes, living alone after a breakup can feel like death in the beginning. But in reality, it's a rebirth. It's the fire that burns down the old version of you, so a stronger version can rise. When a man lives alone after a breakup, the first thing that hits him is not freedom, it's the weight of emptiness. That silence in the room, that empty space on the other side of the bed, that missing sound of footsteps coming through the door, it all crashes on him like a wave. At first it feels unbearable. It feels like the world has stopped spinning, like time itself has betrayed him. And in that moment, he has two choices. He can let the silence break him, or he can use that silence to rebuild. And here's the truth those people don't say out loud when you lose someone you love. You don't just lose a person. You lose a rhythm. You lose the little habits, the patterns, the energy you built your life around. She was your good morning text, your late night call, your weekend plans, your inside jokes. And when she's gone, it feels like you've been unplugged from life itself. The loneliness is real, but that's only the surface. Beneath it lies the greatest opportunity a man will ever get, the chance to transform. Because here's the thing, when a man finally sits in that silence, when he finally accepts that loneliness, something powerful begins to happen. He starts to hear his own voice again. He starts to remember who he was before the relationship, before the compromise, before the heartbreak. And that memory, that's where the transformation begins. Living alone forces a man to look in the mirror and ask, who am I without her? What do I truly want from life? Am I living for myself, or was I just living through her? These are hard questions, questions that burn, but they are the kind of questions that separate the broken from the reborn. You see, a breakup might take away love, but solitude gives a man his identity back. It strips him down, piece by piece, until all that's left is the raw truth. And in that raw truth, he finds a chance to rebuild, not for her, not for anyone else, but for himself. That's when the gym becomes not just a place to sweat, but a temple of discipline. That's when the late night silence becomes not a punishment, but a space to create, to dream, to build. That's when the loneliness becomes not a curse, but a teacher. And here's what that teacher whispers. Strength is not found in avoiding pain. Strength is found in enduring it. Confidence is not built by someone validating you. Confidence is built when you validate yourself. Love is not about filling your emptiness with someone else. It's about overflowing with enough self-worth that your love becomes a gift, not a need. The transformation of a man living alone is not visible at first. Friends won't notice it right away. The world won't clap for it. But slowly, quietly it shows. The way he carries himself changes. The way he speaks changes. He no longer begs for attention because he has found peace in his own presence. He no longer chases validation because he's learned to give it to himself. And let me tell you something, when a man reaches that stage, when he rises from that lonely place stronger, calmer, and more grounded, that's when life opens new doors. That's when opportunities appear. That's when real relationships can happen. Not from a place of desperation, but from a place of abundance. So yes, living alone after a breakup can break a man, if he lets it. It can drown him in regret, bitterness, and self-pity. But if he chooses differently, if he embraces the silence, if he accepts the pain as part of his rebirth, then that same solitude becomes the furnace that forges a stronger man. It's not just about surviving after she's gone. It's about transforming into someone you never knew you could be. That's the hidden gift inside the heartbreak. And if you're a man going through that right now, don't run from it. Don't numb it. Sit with it. Learn from it. Because this is not your ending. This is your beginning.